Patreon member shout out. I just wanna run, hide it away. Run because they're chasing me down. I just wanna run, throw it away. Run before they're finding me out. I'm out here all alone. I try to call your house, can't reach you on the phone. I'll gather up the nerve and pick. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, and coming at you today with a VeVe Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. So we have a lot to go over today. I am going to start off with Earth 2 and get this out of the way because it's not the majority of the video, but it probably should be. So for those of you that do not know, Earth 2 is one of the biggest metaverses out there. Take a look at the KPI, take a look at the Discord chats. It is bigger than Sandbox and Decentraland. And right now would give VeVe a run for its money. Actually, as far as metaverse is concerned, Earth 2 is out there. VeVe does not have a metaverse yet. It will. I'll hopefully get the first iteration of VeVeverse this year and then land sale next year and stuff like that. But speaking of land sale, Earth 2 just passed the 100 millionth tile sale. It's got iron, ore, heat map, release features, and more. They got a bunch of stuff going on, but they have a crypto called Essence. The only way, if you're new here, the only way to go and get this Essence is to be able to go and play the game. You have to buy tiles, you have to outfit it with mentars, and outfit those mentars with jewels. You get a certain amount of ether. Ether's detected. You can transform that into Essence, and you get about maybe 8%. So like if you get like a 1,000 ether, you get like 80 essence. Give or take. It depends on each one that goes around. So that's the only way to get it. There is, I think, about 130, 140 million essence that has been achieved or mined from the game, and maybe they'll be close to like 200 million by the time Essence releases, probably later this year. Hopefully Q4. If not, maybe Q1 next year. So when you take one crypto, one Essence, which they just fractionalized, by the way. So Essence they just fractionalized, so you're not just getting one Essence, you can get like 1.2. I currently have 37,354.68. So that is what I have right there. Now, what is the point of fractionalizing a crypto? Probably because the intended worth of it is going to be more than $1, and you're gonna, if things are $4.99 or $5.99, however much they are in Earth 2 or in the exchange is most likely going to be Binance. I think that it's probably going to be at least $1 per Essence. And when you have something like that, well, Chavez, how, why? You said, let's say there's 200 million that's going to be out there. Then that's a $200 million market cap. That's nothing. And again, this is already bigger than Sandbox, and it's already bigger than Decentraland. And it has much less of a circulating supply. Decentraland circulating supply was 1.8 billion, and Sandbox's circulating supply was about 1.2 billion. Now, the total circulating supplies are a bit higher for them, and same thing with Earth 2. Their total supply that could ever be minted was 5 billion. Obviously, that's down now because people spent their stuff and all that. But the circulating supply, right now as we know it, is like 150, and it'll probably be much less than 200 million in the future. And if we're looking at all-time high market caps for Decentraland, which was over 10 billion, almost 11 billion, and we look at it for Sandbox, which is also over 10 billion, it would stand to reason that you have this being several $100 million, but probably multiple $billion. Because again, Decentraland at 1.8 and Sandbox at 1.6, that's the current market cap right now, and Earth 2 is bigger. Let's just say we get $1 billion market cap, which I think is fair, and let's say we have 200 million Essence out there. Okay, well, how do you get there? That's $5 per Essence. That'd be great for me. I'd have like $160-something thousand. That'd be fantastic. That's 180 something. But a lot of people are saying, well, it won't be that because as soon as it goes out and it gets listed, people are just going to sell. I mean, let's pretend for a minute that you have 100 people that have 100,000 Essence each, which is not the case. There's not 100 people that have that. But let's say there are. Actually, let's go even further and say there are 1,000 people that have 100,000 Essence each, and they're all looking to sell all at once. That is $100 million that's out there right now. Okay, if you think that this won't have tens of millions of dollars in volume when it's on Binance, you're out of your mind. And it's like, okay, well, let's just say it's $10 million a day in volume. Well, Chavez, it's $100 million that's about to be sold. And you're right. How long would that take to sell? About 10 days. That less than 2 weeks, and that whole entire sell thing is gone. So I'm going to revise this, and I'm going to say that it probably could be like $7 to $10. I'll say minimum $5. I mean, minimum $1, but just because we're in that super bear market recession. But again, this is so much bigger than all that. I have messaged Shane to get him on the podcast. I thought that'd be really good because for the Earth 2 peeps that do not know, I've had President Biden's campaign manager on very recently. I've had Amar Singh, who's an art gallerist, and just an amazing person with a bunch of reach, with a bunch of NFTs. And I have a bunch more amazing people coming on the podcast. So definitely go bug and message Shane, be like, hey, go on Chavez's podcast. Y'all should connect. So what does it have to do with VeVe? I mean, just the fact that night is darkest just before the dawn. If I can, quote my good man Two-Face. If anyone's seen Batman, comment down below if you get that reference. We love Harvey Dent. So let's say Earth 2 goes and they start in the bad times, in the bear market, in the recession, in the crypto winter. It's really not a bad thing to do. And according to God's entry, we are going to see a less than $20,000 Bitcoin at some point between now and the end of August. That will be the bottom. We'll reach an inflection point where people are selling so much versus people are buying versus that is going to go lower than what it would cost to mine a Bitcoin is a little nuts to me, but apparently that's going to happen for a little bit between now and the end of August. Again, that's his TA. Go follow him on Twitter. And once that's over, boom, Q3, Q4 is going to be smoking. So I'm very, very excited for that. I think that's when Omi starts to get listed on places, on other exchanges. I think that's when we get MCP, OUP, which apparently is going to knock people's socks off. So all my whale friends right now, I just had a buddy text me last night that he's got more than 80 million OMI, more than I do. So, I have 132 million OMI. That puts this guy at a good bit over 200 million and is going to get more. A bunch of my friends have a good bit. A bunch of whales that I just know have a good bit, and they're buying now, knowing full well. I was like, hey, listen, guys, it's probably going to go down to 3 zeros, and they're like, okay, I'll buy more. There's one secret rail group that I know that has probably 1 billion OMI by now, if not more. Now, granted, there's another whale group that I'm in where there's a couple people that have that by themselves because they got in years ago, and then another smaller whale group that we might have close to about that between all of us, maybe. But everyone's buying. There are people that are doing slowly but steadily. There are people going hardcore. I've already gone pretty much all in. If it goes 3 zeros, I'll get another million or two, but I have that much more money left. Just keeping you guys open, letting you guys know what my moves are, what other whales' moves are, and speaking of whales and their moves, a lot of people are buying that that comic today that dropped, the Marvel .1. And again, letting you guys know every move that I make. This is at 385 right now, or three. Oh, Dino Lang's selling one for 390. Okay, Dino Lang, just bought it. Just bought yours. So good for you, mate. Check that out there, Dino Lang. I bought your comic. So again, keeping everything open. I have 27 of the commons and 4 of the secret rares. Now, why? Partly because I happen to see Miss Marvel, and that's going to be huge. That's going to be and why? Because one, it's very, very good. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 94, 95. It earns it just in the first episode. Unlike WandaVision, where the first couple episodes are so slow, and I get what they were doing, and that was a great series. That ended up fantastically. I love Vision. I'm very biased, but that ended up being really, really good. This is very good, but it's really good from the first episode. It makes you feel like anyone that had strict parents growing up, how many listened? Not me. I didn't listen. But this girl, Kamala Khan, represents millions of teens, millions of 20, 30, 40-year-olds whose parents were super strict, didn't let them do anything, and especially being a brown girl from Jersey City, there's a lot of people like me that maybe felt that, which again, I didn't care as long as the characters were good. I didn't care what race they were. But there's a couple people, especially minorities, that feel like they weren't really represented. And when you have something like America Chavez, who I also stacked, and Kamala Khan, that not only Kamala Khan will be in Captain Marvel 2, she'll be in Young Avengers along with America Chavez, and they're young. They're going to be in the MCU for 15, 20 years, give or take, if not longer. So yeah, this is going to be insane. And I also know other whales that are buying. There's only 500 secret rare of those comics that were released, and there's a large amount that was bought, that was taken up. So if we take a look at it, there's 61 of them out there right now. So slightly under 14% are available, because you have to do it out of 500 instead of out of 600, because they kept 100. 600 were minted, but 100 were kept. So you only have 500 left. And letting you all know, when that gets to, I'll sell on the way up. I'll sell one at $250. I'll sell one at $350. I'll sell one at $500, and then I'll just keep one. And that might change, but I'm just letting you guys know what I'm doing. When that comic gets to $30, I'll sell a couple. When it gets to 50, I'll sell a couple more. If it gets higher than that, I'll sell a couple more. I'm not really attached to this. I just know this is going to be huge. And it could take years. I got time. Again, just keeping you all know what I'm doing. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Those are free ways to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon. Just mention that thanks button down below. Everyone, please check out at HeyDavidDon and at KingMouse4ever over on Twitter. Standoff Chart and KingMouse over on the VeVe app. Kobe Collection, OmiPlayer1 over on the YouTube. RateX.ETH domain name. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, VeVe Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sody Pop Media, VeVe Dark Link, Meta Lemon, and VeVe Vibes, all on the YouTube. You got at Nomad with Guitar, at Wet Wizard VeVe, and Gary O at 1234CA3, all on the Twitter. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Bye.